Hey guys, I'm out here with Luke Elter from Tradecraft Tactical. We're going to talk a little bit today about the SB-15, the pistol stabilizing brace from Sig. This thing, a little bit of confusion going on right now. There's letters that have come out from the ATF that people have requested information on, asking if they could shoulder the AR-15 or the AR pistols rather by putting this brace on there. And originally there was a letter that came out that said yes, it was okay. Here recently, about a month, another letter came out, kind of changing course. Now these letters came from the exact same department, same letterhead, same office. The letters, both of which originate from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives in Martinsburg, West Virginia, are the source of the ambiguity surrounding the SB-15. The first letter, dated March 5th of 2014 and addressed to Sergeant Joe Bradley of the Greenwood Police Department in Greenwood Village, Colorado, it states, and I quote, FTB, which stands for Firearms Technology Branch, classifies weapons based on their physical design characteristics. While usage/functionality of the weapon does influence the intended design, it is not the sole criterion for determining the classification of a weapon. Generally speaking, we do not classify weapons based on how an individual uses a weapon. It goes on to say that FTP has previously determined that the firing of a weapon from a particular position, such as placing the receiver extension of an AR-15 type pistol on the user's shoulder, does not change the classification of a weapon. So to sum up the March 5th letter as it pertains to the Sig SB-15 brace, shouldering an AR-15 type pistol using the SB-15 brace does not change the classification of the weapon. So it does not make it an illegal NFA regulated item. But it wasn't over there. On November 10th of 2014, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives sent out another letter addressing the SB-15 and some other items. It stated, and I quote, the attachment of the SB-15 brace to an AR-type pistol alone would not change the classification of the pistol to an SBR, a short barrel rifle. However, if this device, unmodified or modified, is assembled to a pistol and used as a shoulder stock, thus designing or redesigning or making or remaking of a weapon design to be fired from the shoulder, this assembly would constitute the making of a rifle as defined in blah 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 blah. It's amazing how they can get their legal language right but not their grammar in their letters. So the November 10th letter basically reversed what the March 5th letter stated was allowable. It also brings to light the fact that the ATF is saying that if you shoulder the SB-15, even though it's on an approved AR-type pistol in the first place, that if you shoulder that weapon at that point, you have remade or redesigned the rifle simply by placing it to your shoulder. I, for one, do not understand how the intent or physical use of any firearm can redesign or remake that firearm. Here's a little more on the differences between a short barrel rifle and an AR-15 type pistol. Describe this other rifle and describe how it interacts or how it is categorized with the NFA.
This is actually a short barrel rifle. This you submit a form for the ATF, you buy it, or through your Class 3 dealer, and you would buy it, and it would actually be a short barrel rifle. The barrel is less than 16 inches, has a buttstock, and you have the option of adding a vertical foregrip on it. So it has all the classifications of a rifle, but with the shorter barrel under the 16-inch barrel.
Okay, so if I wanted to purchase this rifle, I can just go in, fill out my normal 4473, and walk out the door with it the same day I'm there, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
What about this one?
Negative. You would have to go through a Class 3 dealer, and either there's three options: the LLC, a gun trust, or a law enforcement sign-off, and then it's paperwork submitted to the ATF for approval. And once it comes back, then you're allowed to have it, and it'll be transferred over to you.
Now these two look a whole lot alike. What makes this rifle, or this AR-15 pistol, and I should say that even though it looks like a rifle, it's definitely classified as a pistol. What would turn this into something like this that suddenly made it classifiable with the NFA?
The addition of a buttstock would make it a rifle.
And I guess this too, right?
Well, if you had a foregrip to a pistol, it would be an AOW, any other weapon.
Any other weapon, okay. All right, now the problem that's going on right now with this SB-15 is that the original letter that came out, somebody specifically asked could they shoulder this, and of course someone from the ATF told them that they could. Now somebody else said that they can't. I'm just curious, in my simple mind, if I were to shoulder this right now based on the letter that we saw from the ATF, would that make this a classifiable rifle according to the NFA?
And so if you have an AR pistol with the brace on the shoulder, then it says it's illegal. It's unlawful. It would classify it as a rifle.
But if I use my AR-15 to dig a hole, does that suddenly make it a shovel? So what are we to make of all this? For now, and until the next letter comes out from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, don't shoulder your Sig SB-15.